boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm ForClassic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have you needed is Rock Company, a game developed by ForceWare Games, which is their first development game. Alright, this is their first game of their studio and they are using Unreal Engine 4. And this is published by Hi-Rez, which is a well-known publisher of, multiplayer games. So yeah, this is a very highly competitive free-to-play game, which is now not at free-to-play, but eventually it will be at available as a free-to-play form this year, right? And today I want to test it on my MX130, which is similar to the GT940 MX with GDDR5. So, alright, so let me just buy some weapons, and I will just show you the settings right away. As you can see, there is a buy menu before playing, a little bit like CSGO and Valorant, and this is the graphical settings that I am playing. So I'm playing with 1080p and low settings, because this game, whatever the settings you go for, they look all quite good. So looking to the requirements, these guys require an i5 from 2000 generation. They also require a GTX 950, 4 gigs of RAM and 20 gigabytes of storage. So luckily for us, this is not like Warzone, which requires 100 gigabytes or more. But yes, these maps and environments are much shorter, and thus the size of the game it is also shorter. So as you know, I always test with multiple different resolutions and settings, and at 720p, playing with the low or medium settings or even high settings with textures on medium provides an average above 60 frames per second. Going with 900p, low and medium settings provides an average above 60 frames per second, and while the high settings already starts to be hard to run above 60 by any means, I mean by average. And as expected, the results for 1080p, the low settings, the settings that I'm actually playing in here, I got an average of 82 with a 1% low 45, while the median settings it averages about 60, but it has a very low 1% low of 25. So since this is a highly competitive multiplayer game, I do recommend you to go with the setting that offers you the most performance, and that would be 720p low settings. But what happens really with this game is that the most demanding sequences of this game, it is when you are dropping down in here, as you can see, or when you are on the plane. So as soon as you reach the floor, the game just runs absolutely fine above 60 frames per second. So the averages might lie a little bit about the game. So what happens really is that most of the game just runs above 60 frames per second, aside from 1080p median settings or 900p high settings, I guess. So as you can see in the video, the game it is stuttering a lot. Usually I do run the games without turbo, because turbo boost in my PC ruins entirely the temperatures, and usually the CPU starts to throttle and have different kind of stutter. But it seems that this game can be quite demanding for now for the CPU, and the game without turbo does cause a ton of stuttering. Alright, so I don't recommend you to use turbo disabled by any means. It comes by default enable, alright, so this is a subject that might confuse you a little bit if you are not aware. But if you are using your laptop with Intel and you never changed anything, what I have to say is that your turbo it is enabled, and so it is fine. The only issue with my laptop so far is that I can't play most of the games with turbo enabled, because I get problems with temperatures. Alright, that's the only issue that I have, and so I play all the games without turbo and I've been fine so far. But for this game it really requires you to have turbo, or the game will just stutter a lot, unfortunately. So if you have a very low-end CPU but you still have a nice graphic card on it, and if you are suffering from stuttering, that might be CPU. So this first match I did use again the turbo boost disabled, but on the second match with a different map I decided to enable turbo, so for you to have an idea that the game doesn't stutter as much or doesn't stutter at all. Alright, so yeah, that's about the performance. In case you have any doubt about it, just leave a comment on the comment section of the video and I will try to cover you up about the question. Alright, so what about the game? I mean, we have been talking about performance, but what the hell this game have to offer? Rock Company, it is a free-to-play game that will be available throughout, on Epic Store, which is something that I know that most of the people don't really enjoy, but it will be free on Epic Store, alright? For now, by the time of this video, it is not available as a free-to-play form, so you need to receive invites for the closed beta, which was my case in here, or you need to buy the Foundry Pack, which costs $29.99. But as a suggestion, just save your money and wait for the free-to-play version. Alright, that's the secret. And this game, it is kind of a mixture between CS and Valorant, alright? So each character have its own classes and weapons and perks that you can buy throughout the game. Each match that you finish, you receive money to upgrade your own weapon, and that's about it. So it works pretty much like Valorant and CS, but it is a third-person shooter, which makes it different than many of the games. I think it is rather interesting. The scenarios are also very small, and yeah, I think it resembles more Valorant, but without the fantasy stuff. At least for now, there isn't too much fantasy. It is more and less realistic, alright? It has this cartoonish look and feel, but it is highly competitive game, and it will be free to play, so we have nothing wrong to say about it. For now, the only thing that I don't think that is working as properly as it should be on the beta, it is really the physics. Sometimes you die and see your character go fly to the other part of the map or anything like it. So this game also have other game modes, but I think this one that I'm actually playing at the moment will be its competitive mode. So it will be like the bomb of CSGO, which is the best competitive mode that you can play. This one will be the competitive mode of Rogue Company, I mean. This game will be fully released this year, but I'm still not sure which date will be. I'm not sure which month. They didn't really specify. The only thing that I do know is that it will be released this year as a free-to-play game. And honestly, I do suck playing at this, but it is quite fun and fast to start and finish a match. Alright, so again, guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
I'm not done. We've been wiped out. I love it! Move here!
Lethal out! Lethal out!
Enemies have armed the bomb. Disarm it. Lethal out! Found the bomb. I've got the objective. Bomb disarmed. Crisis averted.
With a team like this, we can't lose. Sure, that's fine. Get me up!
This is what I do.
Thanks! Utility out! Get me up!
Enemies planted the bomb. Stop them.
This is what I do.
Much appreciated.
Bomb spotted.
I'm messing around. Utility out!
Crushed us. Run it again.
Sure, that's fine. Utility out! Utility out!
Need help.
This is what I do.
I'm down! Get me up!
This is what I do.
Found the bomb.
Much appreciated.
All friendlies eliminated. Regroup.
Sure, that's fine.
What's up, bitches? Ovi? beat.
Utility out!
Bomb spotted.
Utility out!
Need help.
Need help.
You're not out of this yet.
Thanks. Enemies have armed the bomb. Disarm it. Bomb
Deploying
spotted.
utility.
Need help.
I got the objective. Hold it together. I'll get us out
Bomb
of this.
defused.
Go here.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Go here.
E agora, já me ouves? Estou a ver, estou a ver.
Utility out!
A ir aí.
Utility out!
You okay? You okay?
Deploying
Bomb has been
utility.
spotted.